Alright, fellas. FRU Phase 1 White Mage Healing Guide. I know I did the Living Liquid one first or whatever, and I was supposed to do the T ones. I couldn't be bothered. So, we're back with the FRU one. Ignore my POM timings, ignore my damage. We're not here to talk about all that. I'm just going to showcase some of the healing stuff that's going on. In particular, I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I do personally. And this whole poll that I'm going to showcase is like really focused on being on the safe side and healing with PF, even though right now I'm playing with my static. So you'll notice I'm doing a lot of healing where it seems like excessive or unnecessary. Just trying to show you what I usually do in PF sort of thing, but with clean runs. So, right now we're just playing the game, nothing crazy. We're getting a buster come out on the tank right here. You'll notice, and this is important, the powder mark buster, debuff right here on the gunbreaker. That comes out at 16 seconds, like 15 seconds it takes over or whatever. That's going to explode and hit both the tanks later. So, I mean, you can give them nothing if you want. I don't do that. Sometimes they die to it, sometimes they get really low, and you have nothing better to spend Aquaville and Benison on right now anyways. So I normally find time to weave it in here. So you can see I weaved in the Benison, which Benison's 15 seconds, so I weaved it in. It's going to hit for the powder mark on the gunbreaker. Then you can see I weave another one in for the Dark Knight. I want to put Aquaville on one of them too, but the powder mark needs to be under 8 seconds. Aquaville's only 8 seconds. So here I'll start casting a Medica. Medica 3 for the heal, for the regen, and then I weave the Aquaville in the tank. So now I've blown all my personal mits on the tanks for the upcoming tank buster, for the powder mark. Like I said, it's not necessary most of the time, but why not, right? You put your personal mits on them, you're not spending them anyways, put them on cooldown. Maybe if a tank misses something, it's good. Benison's a shield, and Aquaville is 15%. So it's not really negligible. Like you should be putting them on if you have them available, and you're not saving them for something specific, right? Now the reason I Medica 3'd here, even though my whole party is like full health, in PF a lot of times we're going into that with like half health. And then this whole section of nothing gives you a lot of time to regen, right? My co-healer and my static, they're solid. I don't have that issue. My scholar puts up big pre-pull shields. So I just kind of showing you what I do for PF again, right? So right after this, whether it's fire or lightning, whatever you're on your side, I dash in mid. I hit that dash to get in mid because I pop Plenary Indulgence. I want it to hit everybody. I cast Tier 3 in middle. I want it to hit everybody. And then I pop a Rapture. So I'm blowing that Lily because we're going to overcap anyways. It tops everyone. Like I said, when I'm in my static, sometimes I don't need it. When I'm in PF, I find I need it more often than I don't. And then from here, we're just doing the mechanics. I won't put another heal up for another few seconds. Right here. So here I'll pop a thin air while I'm walking. Just save myself some mana. Hit a Tier 3 in the middle of the groups just to top us up. And then we get knocked back. Then we have the stacks. So right here, I'll start precasting the Medica 3. So we get another regen going, which is going to last some of the way into the Burnish procs. So we get some regen for that. I pop a Rapture because I was going to overcap. I need it, and it helps top us. And I pop a Size. So I hit the boss. I'm using it as soon as it comes up. Everybody's topped off. Now we're still going to have this Medica 3 regenning as Burnish comes out, so it's going to cover some of the ticks. And as you can see, I've put my Lily Bell down here. So I just put it down a couple seconds ago. This is in accordance with the FRU MIT but good plan, like spreadsheet or whatever, which you can find in NAUR, you can find in wherever. I'm sure you've seen it already. I don't have any issues with that. I'm actually sort of lined up pretty well with that spreadsheet in P1 myself, but I actually don't like the way it lines up in P2. So I have moved this since this video, like since I took this VOD here, to a little bit earlier. So I'll put the Lily Bell down before Fatebreaker even becomes targetable here, like right after the party stacks. So the very last tick of Lily Bell will be earlier, but it'll still be healing us. And that, for my personal preference, that makes it come up in time for Mirror for P2, which is where I like to spend it. Burnish comes out. We're healing it, no problem. Lily Bell's out. Medica 2's running off. I pop Medica 2, well, Medica 3 again, just to get the regen going again. And as you can see, I'm still at 2 Lilies, and I'm going to cap again soon. We have the regen working for us. We have Lily Bell working for us. We have another Lily just popped, so I can build my Misery. Everyone's topped. Burnish is gone. And that's like a pretty safe way to play it, even in PF. Worst case, and I've had this happen a lot. It's not that worst case, but worst case, you do have to put out another, like maybe another one heal as long as you're doing that properly. You might blow the misery and then blow another rapture, or you might want to opt for like a medica 1 or even a cure 3 if you're still all in line before you move out to FOF spots, right? In accordance with the mid plan, which is, I mean, it's pretty good. This is a good place to spend it. Temperance comes out now. So Temperance covers all 4 tethers, FOF tethers, and the next Burnish Glory cast. So, I mean, there's really nowhere else you could put it to get more value out of it. I definitely recommend hitting Temperance here. The mid sheet recommends Divine Caress, which is the shield after Temperance, for after FOF tethers before the next Burnish. I don't care. I don't think it makes a difference. You know, wah wah. So I just press it now because I can't be bothered to keep track of it and remember to press it before it goes away. And then you just do this mechanic. It's no big deal. I don't really heal during this. I think I maybe use a Rapture or something at most. Otherwise, I'm probably just saving it for Burnish. Burnish comes out. As you can see, Temperance still has 3 seconds on it, 2 seconds on it. Alright. So Temperance covers Burnish. You can see we got hit a little hard this time around, but I'm going to be solving that. There's the Medica 3. We got the regen now, right? I still have 2 lilies on me. You do not want to spend this time casting, like hard casting heals, because we're in our 2-minute window, right? So you want to get the Medica 3 out for the regen, and then you want to blow the lilies that you're going to need to blow to build Misery anyways, but try to space them so that they also are healing Burnish effectively, right? And here we run into another Powder Mark Trill, another Buster on the tank. So as you can see, it's got 14 seconds on it. You know what the deal is. We're putting Aquavale and we're putting Benisons on, right? It's hard to weave here. I know it's hard to weave here. We're in our 2-minute, we're in presence, we're fast casting, and you have to go to your tower. But find the time. Like I said, Benison can be cast early, can be weaved early, because it's got a longer cooldown, right? So there's the first one on the Gunbreaker, targeting the Dark Knight. There's the second one on the Dark Knight. And because we're in our burst window, it's more difficult, but because we're in our burst window, we have more weave windows with Glare 4 and with Misery, right? It's harder with the knockback. Because we got lightning, you just go far out into your tower. It's not that bad. And there I throw Aquavale on the Dark Knight as well. So, bam. Everybody's covered. We healed the Burnish. We made good use of our cooldowns. There's Aquavale on the Dark Knight. And everybody got their mitt, right? And it's a pretty smooth, like, easy healing phase. So, it's not too bad once you get used to it. But make sure you're open to actually, like, hard casting some heals, right? I see a lot of these PF healers. I mean, they kill me on damage because I end up having to cover for them. Like, I'm not rude enough to just tell them they need to do more work, so I fix it myself. But they don't cast hard cast heals, right? Like, they only press whatever buttons they have available to them. They only press like their asylums or their assizes or their lily bells or whatever, etc. So just be open to doing that, especially prepping heals for like when you're in downtime, right? Like when we're taking our Utopian Sky tethers. And then we're going to get knocked back into our light parties, whatever. I hit the Cure 3, it's downtime. There's no reason not to top us. And then I precast the Medica 3 so that I'm available to hit the boss. But the Medica 3 hits after the bubbles explode, right? So be open to healing like that. I know it's a little more difficult in PF healing. And other than that, yeah, just try and make sure. As you can see, my Gunbreaker is almost dead. In PF, sometimes they do die. In my static, sometimes they do die. Sometimes they miss a mitt, whatever. They're not trying to spend too much here, so just give them Aquavale and Benison. You know, it's 15% in the shield. It's pretty valuable. So that just about covers everything I do for this fight. Nothing crazy. Pretty much stick to the mid sheet here. If you want to move Lilybell to Mirror for phase 2, you're going to have to press it earlier than right before the first Burnish. I like to put it down before it becomes targetable. Otherwise, just try and make sure you're getting the best value out of your big cooldowns, right? And don't be afraid to GCD heal. And that's it. Best of luck.